All right, everybody, thank you very much for stopping by the Bob Dodd Show. Today I have one of my closest childhood friends coming in. I wanted to bring him on because he's an interesting dude, and on top of that, he's extremely talented. Mike Rush, drummer extraordinaire.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah. So this is Mike's first podcast, and thanks, it's mine. Mike, dude, I want to introduce you as like the best drummer I know of.
Oh, that's very nice. Maybe that you know of.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, like, you're very good. You always blew my mind ever since we were young kids. And, dude, I think that when you started music, there was a picture of him. I don't know if you still have it, but I remember it being in your house of you, like, as a 2-year-old on drum set.
Oh, yeah. I've one even earlier than that on pillows.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like the sticks look like holding trees, just beating on pillows. My mom says I had rhythm back end, but yeah, it might have just been a mom thing.
You
like,
do got rhythm.
Baby. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
You do got rhythm. All the black girls, when we would go out, they would all travel to you. They liked you.
Oh, man. That's all I had was rhythm.
Yeah.
Couldn't dance. That's what I was telling my wife the other day. We at one of the dances, anytime I like dancing, I was like, all right, you lead. Because I can't dance. I got rhythm, but that don't mean I can dance. I have no moves.
That's all right, man. You got the moves. You got the moves to hit the heads on the drum. You know what I mean?
Yeah, looking beautiful in the back here, too.
Yeah, check it out. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's a, tell us a little bit about your drum kit that people can't see, really.
It's a Thomas Starr Classic, brand new. Paid nothing out of pocket. Just sold all of the stuff that I used to have. I didn't pay a dime for any of this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was all. I used to have a rack. A buddy of mine's using that now. He's probably going to buy it, but like pedals back here, which you really can't see. Everything else was just, I'd sell something here. Okay, I got enough for this. Let me buy this. And it was pretty damn expensive.
What are your pedals?
Charchi Copito pedals from Poland. They're amazing. They're the sturdiest pedals by far on the market, hands down.
Yeah.
There's nothing sturdier than them.
All those Poland bands are heavy.
Yeah. Big feet, big stomping feet guys.
Heck yeah, dude. Well, cool, man. Like, so we're from Sheridan, and the last 2 podcasts that I had with my family and another guy, we talked about how bad Sheridan was. So we don't have to dive in on how bad Sheridan is on this one.
Yeah, my sister's. Well, I mean, yeah, your family there. My sister's still there.
I saw that they were doing something with the roof. Finally,
are they still? Yeah, that's a whole thing. They kind of got gypped by a guy that gave him a quote, and he just basically bailed on him. So I haven't even talked to her to find out what's going on with that. But if you've seen something going on, I mean, that's good news.
Well, I just saw stuff on the roof, and I was like, oh, it's finally nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. So growing up in Sheridan, now when you first started doing music professionally, you were with your mom, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, she would play gigs, and I'd go out and play. Like I'd go up and play Already Gone with her country band or something. But it was, I was 15 when I met Craig Arlett, and got into a band with him. And then I think, was it Craig first? I think it was Craig, and then the guy Billy Schneider, who's now in the band 10. They do like a Pearl Jam tribute band. They're awesome. And then that led to Tink getting involved. So I guess that was kind of like the first real thing where I do stuff on my own. Our own music. Grog was our name. The guy Jesse, he practices downstairs in this building. I'd love to get back together with him. But then after Tink, then James came, and then Circaria, and then it just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of where you came in, I guess, would have been around the Circaria days. And
yeah, like, well, I remember going to West Virginia track.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. That was still. I mean, that was even after the Circaria, because Circaria was like 97, and I was like 18 because you had to be 18. I couldn't even get into the casino then. But yeah, that's when I joined the Marcells, which was crazy because it was the Bounty Hunters, the Southern rock band. I joined them because my mom knew the singer Chuck, who used to be her drummer. It's just like 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, and. He got me to join the Bounty Hunters, and then I remember the manager coming up from the Marcells. Apparently, the Bounty Hunters minus Chuck, the singer, were all the backup band for the Marcells.
Yeah.
So Sonny come up. I don't know if you remember Sonny.
I remember Sonny.
He was, you want to jump for the Marcells? I'm like, they still alive? Blue Moon guys. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, dude. And yeah, then Mountaineer, we were regular on Mountaineer, took us out to San Fran, New York, Vegas.
Yeah.
That was a good run. Well, we had some good times on Mountaineer.
A lot of good times, man. I remember when Matt stole Mark's van.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Shout out to Matt if you're listening to this, bro. But yeah, dude, I mean, those were some really good times, dude.
Yeah.
And I think that, with Sicaria and with your growth into just like basically getting into all these other bands, you've played for so many bands, dude.
Yeah.
And,
So many different styles too.
Oh, that's what I'm
the thing
getting
that
at.
drives me nuts around here is everyone's like, "Oh, Mike, the heavy metal guy." I'm like, man,
Dude,
it drives me nuts.
No, when you were drumming with Raising Pilot,
Yeah.
and SOA was looking for a drummer, and they didn't know where to look, and I was like, listen, Mike's super busy. He's already in other bands. Like you can get with him and see if he'll drum with you. And they did, and then you ended up joining that band.
Yeah.
When you were in that era, how many because there was Raising Pilot, there was SOA, there was your metal band.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, I was still starting to do the Victims thing. Then there was Lethal Prayer. There was a flyer around here somewhere, but yeah, Lethal Prayer. We were doing that at the time. That was pretty much it. And it's still, the oldies. Yeah, oldies.
Yeah.
Raising Pilot, School of Athens, Lethal Prayer, and then Lethal Prayer just became too much, and then they ended up moving away. And then I got out of Raising Pilot. School of Athens full time, and then Marcel's for a while, and then I was young, you know what I mean? I wish I would have stayed with the Marcel's. I really do. I was young and dumb, I guess, for that one.
I just remember waking up, laying on the cot, and there was a naked man going, ugh, and then there was another guy. Yeah, he was like, I want to get a shower, and I'm like, you're naked, and he's like, so and so's in the bathtub. He's been in there since 11 last night. The water must be cold. Those dudes partied, man. Those old guys, man. They knew how to party.
I remember waking up in the stairwell the one night, and I had a beer. Freddie, I think he was smoking a joint or something, and we're just in the stairwell, Mountaineer, and we woke up the next morning. It was daylight. And he got up. He still had like his beer. It was like, I think it was like coffee actually, but it had all kind of stuff in it. He sat up. Man, we gotta get this party going again. Drinking, got up, walked back to his room, took a shower, came out, started all over again. I'm like, these guys are like in their 70s.
Yeah, dude, that was a wild time, dude. And then all the ladies that were like walking around the casino,
man.
Yeah, they were like, oh, that's the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone loved Freddie too. It was like, man, Freddie, this girl's 40 years younger than you. Well, awesome.
Yeah.
Ian, you remember Ian with the finger, the bassist? He was, oh man.
He was a sick bass player, though.
Yeah, he was.
All those guys, man, were like, their chops were like top notch, man.
Yeah, I learned a lot. That's a lot about timing and just a lot of times we would go back another band and then have like a band director. And maybe this bass player will come in because they really want to use their bassist. So Ian would have to sit out, or I would sit out. Most time, luckily, I didn't get to sit out because they liked me.
Yeah,
which is a good thing. But yeah, I just learned I'd get jammed with this bass player. And like, man, holy cow! Yeah. You get one of them old school guys. They just start slapping away. It's like, all right, hey, my man, just follow me.
Yeah,
all right,
check it out, man. I think that with music being like a circle. I forgot how big our music circle is. I was just with Josh from Meeting of Important People. And,
greatest songwriter in Pittsburgh. I love Josh.
Yes.
I do. Not enough nice things to say about that guy. He's so awesome.
Yeah, he's so, he's just like, what do they say when he's like, oh, thank you, that's appreciated. I don't think so, but okay. Like he's, I tried telling him, I'm like, dude, you're in my staple playlist that I show my kids.
Oh yeah.
My kid, my youngest, Dylan, he is your favorite fan, and I'm like, I can't believe that you like death metal, and he just turned 6, so I have to say now he's 6. But before he was like 4.5, 5.
Yeah,
and he didn't know Mike's band. We would tell him all the time, it's Victims of Contagion, and he'd be like, I want to listen to Mike's band. You mean Victims of Contagion? Yeah, and then I want to listen to Mike's band. What's the band name?
Yeah, they freeze up.
I don't know. And
I'd love to hear what he said when he finally gave it a go to say the words.
oh, dude, he said it correctly.
Did he really?
Yeah,
Nice.
victims, but he had no idea. And like I asked him, and he says, "I think I'm saying bad words." I'm like, "No, dude, you're not saying bad words." I'm like, they might say some bad words in their their music, but you don't have to say bad words.
Yeah.
But he loves it, dude. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, like I'm not the biggest metal fan. I love metal and I love death metal, but there's a point where for me it's a little too much.
Yeah.
Road
sure.
trips.
Oh, yeah.
Road trips. My wife and I we limit to 10 minutes of Mike's band, and then we let other people circle in
Yeah.
what they want.
Well, the whole EP is what, 17 minutes or something like that. So you can.
You have 3 EPs.
Yeah. Did we?
On
Three?
Spotify.
On
Yeah.
Spotify, there's 3?
Something like that. Yeah.
There's 2. There's
Two?
Parasitic, Unborn. And, yeah, I guess 3 because the one's a single.
Single,
Ignoble
yeah.
Sin.
Yeah.
And then
They're
whatever the last one is.
He would listen to it all, the whole trip.
Well, brace yourself because another one's coming.
Oh, yeah, dude. When is it dropping?
I don't know. They just finished reamping, I think, last weekend. So I think the producer, Shane's going to do some final editing. And then we'll start getting mixes and give them thumbs up. And
Dude, that's
and then
cool.
I don't know what goes on from there. I think we're working on like artwork and stuff. There's a whole bunch of like, final touch-up things we got to do.
Yeah.
But it's, dude, it's so awesome. I cannot wait for everyone to hear this album. Grant, hopefully Grant is going to be on it somewhere.
Okay.
We got him doing a little.
That's awesome.
So.
That's so cool. And my boys want to, come down here and watch you guys practice one day.
Absolutely. Anytime.
We're leaving on Wednesday, so I don't know if we're going to get a chance to do that. But
No.
they were excited. They excuse me. They thought that they were going to be a part of this because they sometimes help me set up.
Yeah.
And it was like, nah, man, sorry, you got to go to church.
Yeah.
You're with grandma and grandpa today,
Yeah. Yeah. Sunday.
Yep. And so Victims is coming out, and School of Athens doesn't do anything anymore, right?
We do like one show a year. We did the Ugly Sweater Show last year for the closing of Club Cafe, but we found out that it wasn't really closing. It was just switching ownerships because Southside is I might rather live in Sheridan than Southside nowadays.
Is it that bad?
It's really bad. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
it's really bad. But yeah, we did Club Cafe. We did an Ugly Sweater Show. And then we tried to get onto the Millville Music Fest, which is an awesome festival that they do. We did it the first 2 years, I think it was. And then we submitted last year. We just didn't get it.
Yeah.
So we'll probably get it next year. But it's usually like 1 or 2 shows a year. I'd love to go. And we still have some songs that I think we've never recorded. Beef Dart. And there might be a couple other ones where I'd love to go in and just do a single
Get
with
them on.
probably the guy that record, or maybe do it here, or there's a guy downstairs that does recording. Shout out to Joey and the Underneath guys. They're probably my favorite band in Pittsburgh right now. They're incredible.
nice.
Young kids. I don't know if you remember that Fall of Babylon thing I was doing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Two of them are now in this band Underneath, and they're so sick, dude. And they also do like their own recording right downstairs.
Oh, wow.
So
Are they in that real big space?
it's pretty big. It's like down in the back, past where the School of Athens room used to be. It's like down to the left, and
Okay.
they're back there. Their room number and their combination is
Yeah, we're in a undisclosed location in North America.
Yeah.
So, but this place has a lot of history here. A lot of bands came through here, and now
Victims and School of Athens started here.
Yeah, I remember us playing downstairs, and people would be leaning against the door, and we would open the door, and people would fall in. And this is like when piano rock was like all the rage and
Yeah.
stuff. And shout out to Drew, he was a killer pianist and singist. He was a sweet singist,
He's the
man.
singest.
He's the singest singer.
He was very good at clearing out humidifier, the old school ones with the drawer.
Oh, yeah.
If you needed a drink of water, Drew would just bust that thing open and just start chugging it. And he would say how fresh it was. Oh, fresh. Dude, he took the biggest swig of it. Oh, man.
Yeah, those guys are cool, man. Shout out to School of Athens and Neil and Johnny and Drew.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, so coming around full circle, music is kind of like you're doing it kind of part time now, and as you can, right?
Yeah,
So-
Victims is big, main thing. We try to get together at least once a week. Once this album is out, we're almost burnt out. We're just like, geez, we just want to get this thing out. We don't want to play the songs anymore because it's like every time we play a show or get asked to play a show, it's like, man, I don't feel like playing these songs anymore. But I'm sure once the album comes out, I'm like, okay, this is going to be awesome. But we have one in the chamber. Well, we have a few kind of working on, but like I think we're all looking forward to just getting in here and writing together because it's like Tone has a bunch from back when that are awesome. I know Chuck has a few ideas. So if someone comes in with a whole song idea, it's like, yeah, it's awesome. We'll work on it or maybe change the things here and there. But I know, all of us really, we're big on just getting together and writing something new in the room, which tends to be the heavier stuff.
Yeah, that's good. I wanted to use you guys for my intro music so bad, but
that's
YouTube was like, it's not going to happen. So I still have to go back and edit those other podcasts to get the
wish
music
I could
off.
like do a disclaimer on here now, like it's mine. He can use it.
I wish YouTube would know that, but unfortunately, it's just their robots.
Yeah.
But maybe you guys can do a little jingle or something like that, and keep it in the back burner.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure Chuck could even come up with something pretty awesome or Tone. It depends on if you want crazy noodly, you'll get Chuck. If you want genty, jump up and down in weird calculus timing, you get Tone.
They're all scientists, mathematician scientists. And dude. Gosh, man, I'm so happy that you came on. I have so much to talk about, like the growing up and all crazy stories. And
just found an old picture the other day. It's probably the first picture that you and I have together. I should have brought it. I couldn't find it. It was we're just walking down the hallway at Langley. Looking back. I think we both had like sweatpants on. You had a book bag on. You're like, big goofy face.
Oh, dude, Langley. I drive by that castle all the time, and I just sit there and think to myself, like, wow, dude.
Yeah.
That was a wild ride at that school.
Still, I always thought it was the nicest public school in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Like just like architect wise and inside carpeted, air conditioning. The bathrooms are a different story.
Oh yeah.
But like I've been to South High and doing the band thing, South High and Perry and all the other ones, and they were dumps.
Dude. I remember my first day at ninth grade in Langley High School. There was a shootout. Someone shot a gun, and then since then we had to walk through metal detectors.
I think my first earliest memory would probably, I think, ninth grade, probably first week, going in the lunch line, standing there. I can't remember their names, but a girl gypped in front of him, and he called her out, and she picked up the milk crate full of milk and
dude, that was
blasted
Ron.
him.
That was Ron.
Was it Ron? We'll edit that part out.
I don't know. I'm not that good of an editor, bro.
But yeah, he got smacked with the crate, and I heard someone yell, "Welcome to Langley." I'm just like,
dude. I remember there was this really big girl. Her name was Jerry. She had a mustache. She was probably. You remember her?
I kind of do. She was big. She was like 6'5".
Yeah, she was only there for part of my ninth grade year. But she got mad because her boyfriend dumped her, and I'm like, boyfriend dumped her. She hit her tray like off the table, and like a ninja star came and hit me in the face. And I'm like, what the hell? She was like, what are you gonna do about it? And I'm looking at her, I'm like, what the heck are you? And she's like, what? And I'm like, oh no, I got all this food all over me. And then I remember asking if I can go home, and they're like, no. I'm like, I got to stay at school with all this stuff all over me.
Oh, yeah. You should have just left.
I should have.
Yeah, everyone else, I mean, we knew what doors were unlocked. It's just pulling the bottom. We'd show up late. And
oh, dude. Neil and I, we would get passes. Like our art teacher would be like, here's a pass. Go get some photos of outside. So we would go, okay. And then like, here's $5. Will you pick me up some like, I don't know, like some bench in the hedges or whatever it was. And Neil and I would go get smokes and come back.
Run over to Shop and Save.
Yeah. Foodland.
Yeah.
Foodland.
Then Family Dollar, and now nothing.
Oh, yeah. Well, all the shootings that are over there. I feel bad because, like, Josh, we were talking about his realtor service.
Oh, yeah.
And he has a couple houses in Sheridan. I was like, yeah, Sheridan's so bad. And he's like, I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, some parts of Sheridan are bad.
Yeah.
You know.
Upper St. Sheridan.
Yeah.
That's what we used to call it. That's where I was at, Upper St.
Dude, Upper St. Sheridan was nice, man.
Down below, right around Langley, though. Oof.
Dude. And my brother,
Neil's still there. Neil Sullivan. He's still down
he?
there. Yeah. He's having a kid.
a nice
Or he
house.
had a kid. Yeah. Their house is, it was nice. It still is.
Another story with Ron. He got robbed inside that house. Two dudes with shotguns walked up.
You can just get all the stories on that house. Oh my gosh.
Man, I remember when who was it? Ryan and Shaughnessy were about to fist fight.
It was the sorriest display of boxing I've ever seen. He might as well not even have pulled the cigarettes out of his rolled up sleeve to fight for that one. It was just like Rock'em Sock'em Robots. It's just soft, stupid.
Oh, dude, and I felt so bad. I'm looking at two of my buddies do this stuff. I was like, sometimes this stuff got to happen. You know?
It was like there was like a reason for it too. It wasn't just that let's just fight. It was like
never a girl.
You stole my cigarette. Yeah, never.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
I hope
Sorry, Sean.
Yeah, I hope you're doing well, Sean.
Yeah.
If you find your way to listening and all this, and we love you, dude. It's still the same. I miss all the Sheridan folks. You know, I always hear about this person either passed away or this person is on drugs, and you're like, that he was on drugs, really? And
yeah, someone not too long ago we lost. That was part of the loosely part of the crew.
Oh,
yeah, it was.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
That real sucks. You know, my brother, he lives in California now, but like when he came in, we're doing some work on my mom's house. Well, he was doing work. He got to it before I did, so I'm glad I didn't have to like do anything. But he, he's just talking, and every time we'd go to the store, like whether if it was like Busy Beef or whatever, and people would see him like Billy Dodd, and I'm like, who's that guy? My brother's like, I don't know.
Dude, I get that delivering over in that area. Like, sometimes I'll do overtime. I'm like, hey, Mike Rush. I'm like, hey.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy I'm with is like, who's that? I'm like, I don't know.
Dude, like it is funny because a lot of people know you just from your music.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
I get that a lot. And depending on what area I'm in, it'll be music. Like if I'm, the South Side or near an area where there's another show or something going on, hey, Victims, or hey, Fall of Babylon.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? Or if I'm in Sheridan, what's up, Rush?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, what a good family you have, man. Your parents, your grandparents, they still in Southside?
Yeah, they're still down there. Pap and Graham, they're still awesome. Everyone's doing well. Dad's up in Hermitage, PA now. Mom's up in Tarentum. Yeah, everyone's pretty much in the same spot.
Man, I remember when we went to the your Pap's cabin.
Oh, yeah.
Where you had my sister's Jeep, and we're like going off this one like water rush.
I know where you're going.
Dude. And, his pap had a nice little beer, and I hit a bump real hard. This is like me, like just
I think it was a cup, too. It wasn't a can. It was in a cup.
It was in a cup. That's right. And a little solo cup. And he's like, just go up there. And it's like, it's a hill like this, and it's like a cliff and everything. He's like, this Jeep can do it. And this is my sister's Jeep, so we're trying to take care of it at the same time. And, dude, I climb, this Jeep gets up this little embankment thing, but I hit it hard enough where he like spills his drink all over the place. What'd he say? Oh, nothing you can do about that?
Can't do shit about it now. You're like, oh man, can you clean that up? Can you clean that up? Well, can't do nothing about it now.
Can't do nothing about it right now. I was such an asshole. Oh my gosh.
I think we dinged it too. There was one part of the trail we went down, and I hit off the.
Yeah, but
Sorry, Becky.
No, it was the bumper. It was the plastic bumper. I repaired that.
Yeah.
I repaired that. I pushed it out. But yeah, dude, man, so many childhood stories, dude.
Oh man. Lots of mostly fun things at the time we thought were fun, but we might not have been legal.
Yeah, dude. Dude, I feel like all the stories like of us hanging out, like dude, Aunt Irma
pimping hard as hell in the Cadillac.
Every
time we'd see
yeah,
someone,
my caddy,
pimp hard as hell. We just dropped the seats off.
Oh, dude, I remember we were down Southside and your mom was behind. I was following your mom somewhere, I forget, and your mom was like waving, and like I don't know how, I forget why we did it, but like we just got out of the car and switched cars. Yeah. It's like, hey, just switch cars and drove off. Your mom was cool as hell, dude. Cool family, cool family. When I got to hang out with your family, I felt like I was hanging out with family.
Yeah,
they're
crazy,
and
that's where I get it from.
Oh, dude, but Aunt Irma, she sold the farm.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I was just thinking about that the other day. Talking about like different practice spots I've had. That was probably my favorite one.
Well, that was really nice. I mean, you had to drive to get there for sure.
But, but it was
no
holds barred out there. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's still in the family. Cousin bought it, but yeah, she's they're in that age bracket where they're kind of like, starting to, divvy up
It
some
was pretty
things.
big. They owned all of Hankey Farms in Imperial and Oakdale and South Fayette and Burgettstown.
Yeah. Well, Uncle Chuck had that farm, and I think that I don't know how many acres it was. I don't know if it was like 20 or 40 or 180. I don't, whatever it was.
It was pretty big.
I know that I've cut that yard a couple times, and it was probably 40 acres that I cut.
Yeah.
But
Roadrunner still just chilling in the middle of the woods with trees growing out of it.
they sold that to some boys. It was like a shady deal. They came and cut all the trees down. You had to spend some money too, because you didn't want that tree falling on the car, and it was growing straight up through where the engine used to be.
Big tree too. I mean, I imagine by the time they came and got it, you probably climb it.
Yeah, man.
Wow, that's crazy. They sold that.
Yeah, well, I get it. It's still in the family. Still in the family. But man,
I heard Randy was back at the up at the one station up there. Oh, this is a while ago too.
Yeah,
because I know they had sold the gas station, and then he came back or something. I don't know. You never know. I've been so far out of that side of town. I miss the area. I did love living out there.
Beautiful area.
Yeah.
Robinson, Imperial. Mm-hmm. Yeah, going into Oakdale.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a good time out there. A lot
It's
of
funny.
time.
Storm lived out there when I lived out there.
Really?
She lived when I lived in Sheridan. Mm-hmm. She lived in Chartiers.
Oh wow.
So she would come up to the library all the time. I mean, she was young then, and then I moved to Coriopolis. She lived in Coriopolis at the same time, and then I moved out to Oakdale, and she was living in Oakdale at the same time.
She was following you around, dude.
Yeah, we didn't know. We just following each other around.
Dude. Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like what's the things you try to stick to? Like what are you and your family into nowadays? Like,
man, just trying to raise an awesome kid. You know what I mean? For the most part,
that should be easy. You and Storm.
Yeah. He's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd ever be a dad.
Really?
But yeah, I mean, getting older, and it was just like maybe
I always thought you'd be a cool dad.
Not. I try.
Yeah, I always thought like when Mike's ready to have a kid, he's going to be a good dad.
And that's the thing. I definitely was ready. You know, I mean, 10 years ago with the drinking and everything, there's no way I could have done it.
Yeah.
I know how my brain is and how my patience was and all that, and like him bouncing off my head.
Oh man,
I would be like, just
is he punching you yet?
He gets angry and he tries to punch, and I said, go ahead. And he just puts his fist down and he farts or something. He goes, dad toot.
Dad toot. Dude, my youngest dude I think he wants to be an MMA.
Oh, really? Yeah, we do watch a little bit of that too, and he says he says tight. And he starts going like this.
We don't watch it.
Really?
He's just, I mean, like out of nowhere, he just wants to punch and stuff, and he's throwing these combos, and it's like, oh my gosh, dude. And sometimes
next
like
thing he's going to guillotine you on the floor. And
oh, dude, yeah. Ethan, he does jujitsu, so Dylan does know some things, but I'll be like trying to make eggs in the morning time, and I'll come up like doing this, and I'm with the stove, and boom, like, oh my gosh, I'm like, you're 5. What are you doing? Like,
just bang with the frying pan. Gong.
Oh, dude, like he'll hit me in my nuts, or he'll hit me in my stomach when I'm not like looking, and I'm like holding stuff, and I can't like, I'm like cooking. Oh, dude.
Oh man, they're a trip.
I didn't realize, being a parent is like part-time parole officer, jitney, doctor, medevac, all this stuff, man, that you do when you're a full-blown adult with full kids and all that regiment shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Just, raising him and working and doing some projects around the house. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. You see Mike Black at all, or any of those guys?
I've been actually wanted to get a hold of Ryan sometime soon, because he had a pretty sweet party last year.
Okay.
I guess he just wanted to put the feelers out, so he invited just a few of us. Got a hold of me, Mike Black, Cliff Craig. Trying to think who else came out, but a few of us come out. He wants to do like a whole Sheridan thing.
Oh, nice.
So I'm wondering if he's going to do that again this year. But that was probably the last time I saw Mike and his two wild kids. They look just like him, dude. It's crazy.
They are. Our kids are like almost the same age.
Yeah.
And when they were together, dude, they were just wah, over his house, and I was like, that's cool, man. And Mike's just like, I don't know, dude. His patience is like amazing, because he's just like looking at. He's like, "What are you like?" Just like Pittsburgh dad, like, "What you doing over there?"
Yeah.
Like people talk
That was good.
Funny in
That was
Pittsburgh.
good. That was good Pittsburgh guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's
Maybe
a
we wanna go
real
on.
thick, real thick. But yeah, like man, I miss Pittsburgh. But driving through Pittsburgh, it is rough. And whoever
God, right
city
now, dude, there's
Pittsburgh,
so much
rough.
construction. Yeah.
I mean, like the fact that every weed that I drive by is taller than me, and it's like almost a tree.
Yeah.
And all of the, it's like, stop painting murals because they're
Yeah.
getting old and flaky. Stop painting the murals and cut some grass.
Yeah.
They
just finished the bridge, I guess, recently. I don't know if they're going to do the second half of it, but that was for like 3 years. It was down to one lane. When it was closed, I'd come down 65 to come to practice, and the bridge is closed.
Man.
So it's like you got to turn around and go all the way back down either West End or, going straight. Yeah, it's out of the point. You can't cross until, I guess it's Neville Island. But yeah, the construction is insane.
Yeah, like we did a little drive tour. I mean, now, I guess the bike museum down in the north side, it's $10 now. You got to get in, but before it was like kind of like free and just donate.
Oh, that one
Bicycle Heaven
near the old prison over there.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was a cool record shop in there that used to have a venue on the top floor. Get Hip Records. I don't know if it's still even there.
Oh, I don't know if Get Hip Records is still there, but
they
Johnny
had a
Angel
cool
and
venue.
Halos has
Yeah, it was in that whole building there. It was a really cool little stretch there.
Oh wow, I never been up there.
Yeah, we played a show there years ago. Like I think the record shop might still be there.
Yeah, Pittsburgh had a lot of awesome places to play as a band.
Yeah.
If I wonder if those places are still out there. Comment in the comments below if you're listening out there. Let us know what the places are to play in Pittsburgh nowadays. Because
Moose just closed.
I saw it looked like it was out of business.
Yeah. There's a few like DIY places that are up and coming, and Preserving is like the new spot now. There's 3 venues in
What's
one
Preserving?
there. Preserving Underground. It's a record shop up in New Kensington that's also 3. It's like a DIY room. Then there's like a downstairs bigger venue, and then there's like the upstairs. It's kind of like small. It's like an old church redone. It's really awesome.
Yeah, Smalls is doing something pretty good there. It looks like that they
Did
have.
you see the new spot from Smalls? That's part of Smalls, but it's across the road.
No, I didn't.
Josh played there. He was one of the first people to play there.
Yeah.
I want to say it's called Sanctuary or something.
Okay.
It's like if you're coming up and Smalls is right here. It's the other church
Okay.
to the left. It's a beautiful spot. I haven't been inside of it yet, but I've seen a couple videos from Josh's band. It's looked really awesome.
Yeah, they're doing something right, dude. Lindsay and Mike there, they're always been a very big champion of Pittsburgh music.
Liz, you mean?
Liz, sorry,
Yeah.
what did I say?
Lindsay.
Sorry, Lindsay, Liz Berlin. Yeah, they've always done things for local artists. I felt like, dude, when I called them up, I said, hey, I'm going to be interviewing some folks for my podcast. I'm looking for someone to donate a space. They didn't hesitate, dude. They said, hey, just email it in writing.
Really?
Yeah, they said, just email it in writing, and we'll work something out. And we did. And
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's a cool spot. The fun house is pretty sweet. Did you go in the big room?
No, we stayed at the Fun House. I didn't have enough money to get the
But I
big
mean,
room.
like just going to see it. Like the last time you were there was probably just the floor.
Oh yeah,
and
they
maybe the
changed
balcony
it.
behind. Dude, there's like 4-level balcony.
No way.
Yeah, if you're on the stage to the right, there's like balcony, and I want to say there might be a third one like all the way up. Like it's crazy.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
No, I
it's
didn't
awesome.
see it. I
Yeah.
didn't even think to go ask. They asked if I was staying around, my brother was in town. I was like, I gotta go. I'd take him to the airport, because he was leaving that day. But yeah, man, yeah. Paul was supposed to show up that day too. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it. But he was doing something pretty badass, going to New York and seeing the MMA fight. And the one dude who books there, he's friends with Paul, and he goes, where's Paul? And I was like, I think he got tickets to the MMA show in New York. He goes, oh man, Paul loves that shit.
Yeah, he's always doing that. I always see him grappling and stuff.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Shout out to Paul, man. You're always doing shit.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, when you coming to Georgia, man, when can I have you actually in studio?
man, I'd love to come down there once we. I don't know. Grant gets a little older. Feel better driving him that far or flying with him. I don't want to
drive, man. Stay away from them airplanes.
Oh, I know,
Dude.
I know.
The airplane situation. Not that they're bad to fly on. It's just like waiting in line, going through TSA, all that stuff. And my brother had
I have a hookup at TSA. Maybe he can get me through. My man, shout out to my man Abdi.
Abdi, what's up, dog? Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I just the whole like waiting and going through everything.
No.
Man, it's just so irritating. I had to wait my mom and dad, my dad's in a wheelchair, so it's like getting him through TSA, and dude, it's just like
He's probably yelling at everyone.
no, dude, he's just quiet now.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's to the point where he can't hear anything, and he'd rather you not talk to him because he don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
He's so hard of hearing.
So he's at peace. He doesn't have to listen to your mom.
No, yeah, dude. If it wasn't for my mom, dude, he would be in shit creek right now. She's
That's
an
how
angel.
Pap is, he's getting older. I guess he can still hear, but it's kind of like, I feel like it's selective hearing because, my grandma, she can't hear.
Yeah.
So it's like, she's always yelling at him.
Oh, dude.
What the hell are you talking about? It's like, hey, it just looks.
Yeah, like that. hey, Kath, what are you making me? It's like, I'm not making you anything. Do you want something? Nah.
Nah.
Man, when you get older, folks, just make sure you guys got some things in order. We're starting right now to get things in order for us in the future.
Yeah.
And what that looks like is who knows, man. But we're
Wheelchair ramps and automatic stair climbers.
I already live in a ranch style home in Georgia. So I mean, it's just not handicap ready. But man,
Yet.
It will be. It will be the nicest. I don't know, man. I just sit there and think to myself, like, I used to be a tough dude, and now, like, everything just, like, irritates me or bothers me or whatever. Like, oh, my back. Shit. My neck.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Sleeping wrong is the worst. I wake up and roll out of bed, something cracks, and I'm just walking like this all day.
Getting on that truck and just hauling, dude.
Yeah.
Man, crap, dude. Anything else going on, dude?
No, not much. Like I said, just work. Band stuff, getting ready for this album. Do we have a show? I think we have a show in July 12th or 13th out in Greensburg. We're finally doing one out in Tones Way because he always has to drive way the hell out here.
He lives in
for shows.
Greensburg.
He lives out like, I can't even remember the exact area, like Greene County-ish
Greene
of
County,
area.
yeah. That Greene County.
So he always has to drive way up to like New Ken or out this way for a show. So we got a festival. I can't remember the name of it. You probably pull it up or something.
Yeah, that's a good hour and a half drive. 2 hours
Yeah,
drive.
I'm not sure exactly where this venue is. I think it's like an outdoor thing. Green Beacon Gallery, I think it's called, out there out in Greensburg.
Yeah.
So it's a festival playing out with Gray Walker, a few other bands. I don't even know. I have to look at the flyer.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be a pretty cool show. Especially, Tone can go home 10 minutes away for once
Yeah.
instead of having to drive an hour and a half after a show.
Yeah. In Atlanta, I think all the groups, like they drive through Atlanta traffic. If you haven't been in Atlanta, the Atlanta traffic is horrible. It's like
Only
85.
the airport. I've only seen the airport, which was a dump.
Dude.
But they were doing renovations when I was there, so.
No, that airport needs a lot of help. Unfortunately, it's just the busiest airport in the world.
Yeah.
It's busier than Dubai. It's busier than New York. I mean, it's the busiest airport.
I had a layover there to go to Virginia.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It was a
Yep.
free flight, so.
Well, that's what
I was
it
like,
is,
wait,
man.
I'll have a layover in Atlanta to go to Virginia? Flying over Virginia to go to.
Yeah, dude.
And then I missed 2 flights.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was drunk.
Oh, dude.
I kept calling James, hey, man, I missed my flight. I'll catch the next one. And he was drinking at that airport, him and Dom.
Dude, oh my gosh. I was telling my father-in-law about James's basement, his old house.
The one here?
The one in Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, how it's like there's still like the chains on the wall from when it was a jail back in like the 1800s.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, dude, because like when we went there last, I mean, this is, like 20 some years ago.
Yeah. Spur of the moment. Went
yeah.
seen a movie and said, let's drive to Virginia.
Oh my gosh. Dude, you were my only friend that would be spontaneous like that.
Yeah.
That would be like, all right, that's okay. We could like, what's on top of that hill over there? I'm like, I don't know, pull over. We would walk, whatever. And what we did, we were at Century 3 Mall. We saw, what did we see? Road Trip?
R.I.P.
Yeah, what did we see? Was it Road Trip?
I think it was Road Trip because we decided to take a road trip afterwards.
Yeah, me, you, and Leon. Leon, dude. Shout out to Leon, dude. You know who you are, mister. Hopefully that trucking Giant Eagle's treating you nice. You're probably high up there now.
he's doing good, yeah.
And he's like, all right, I'll drive, and we're driving. And what kind of car? I forget what kind of was it. The black car?
That you had, or was it Leon's car?
It was Leon's car.
Leon Elantra, black Elantra.
Yeah, he had that Elantra, and we're driving out there and just having fun getting out there. But when we finally get out there, like Leon was like, "We're your guests. Where's our drinks?" I forget how it went down, but he was just like so blunt and matter of fact, like, "Hey man, we're your guests. I'm thirsty." And we just get there.
Yeah, walk in the door, two massive Rottweilers that don't have no idea who we are. 3 a.m. walking into their house.
Oh, the crab apple fight! You guys were lighting each other up with crab. I never seen people get hit so hard with crab apples. Crab apples busting on your heads. And I remember like that beautiful orchard that was like behind his house, and you got I'm like, ah! I'm like, I don't want to hit. I don't want to get. Don't throw it at me.
Yeah, I think we dented Leon's car. He was pissed.
Yeah, he was pissed. He was mad. I remember that.
Oh man,
dude.
James, you could never do anything like at a normal level. James would always escalate it. Like someone would smack you in the face or something. Oh, you gonna take that? Next thing you know, you got to retaliate. Next thing you know, everyone's beating the hell out of each other, setting someone's legs on fire, shaving their heads in the middle of the night.
Oh man, dude, everyone, like, all of our friends were wild and crazy, but good people. You
yeah,
know? Like,
I still have all my friends, like even ones that I haven't seen in years. We can bring them in a room right now and be like, we never, no times missed.
Yeah, that is cool. And Dom, I remember Dom, like Dom was a friend of Mike's that actually so I used to play guitar a little bit, but I remember when he came over to Club 201 when I was living up on Mount Washington.
Oh yeah.
And we were like jamming songs, and I was playing him my songs, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I suck real bad. He's like, well, what's it go? And I showed him, and then he played my song that I made up a little bit, like the riff and stuff. And I was like, wow, man, it might actually be okay, like with you doing it. Oh man, I remember I had a great experience. So shout out to Dom. I haven't seen that dude in a long time.
I'll be seeing him next 2 months. Going down August. Him and Norman. Going down to spend time with him and Norman down there in Virginia.
Tell Norm I said what's up. It's been a long time since I seen him too.
Yeah, he's got all girls.
Yeah,
house full of girls. Yeah, 3 little girls. His oldest, she's got to be close to 30 now. 20, late 20s.
Yeah, how old Norm?
Yeah, Norm got to be just turned 50. He just turned 50 like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he was only a few
bald,
years.
Completely bald.
Yeah, his hair is gone, dude. He had beautiful hair.
Eggs. Yeah, he did.
Dude, Norm, dude. Yeah, shout out to all those guys I haven't seen in a while or even talked about in a while.
Yeah, he was doing the whole dental thing and making teeth, which is pretty wild.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, I guess.
Sculptor. I remember his badass table, dude, his glass table with like that marble whatever that was coming up and holding his glass table.
Yeah, he would always do cool stuff. The old practice spot, they painted that crazy eye on the floor at James's house. Man,
I remember the first time I went to Norm's house, I went to the wrong door, and
God.
I knocked on the door. And it was like one of these like, what is it? And I'm like, I'm here to see Norm. It was like, I'm like, what's going on? 2 minutes, 3 minutes go by. I'm like,
the Fox's Pizza down there. Yeah.
I'm at the wrong door. Finally, they open up the door, and I'm like, I'm here to see Norm. And he's like, all right, well, hold on one second. He opens the door this time, shuts the door, and another guy comes. I'm like, I'm here to see Norm. He's inside. And so they open, and it's just like machine, old people smoking, gambling, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, what the God? I'm like, what the heck is this? And I get in there, like, I'm like, I go to the guy that let me in. I'm like, this isn't Norm's house.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know who you're here to see, kid.
He closes the door behind you. Now you just can't leave.
He goes, either get on the machine or get out of here.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, okay, I'm leaving. So I leave. And
which machine would you have picked? The leg spreader?
Oh, dude. Yeah. It was like saw inside there. Like, cut off this one, please. No, there was just all machines, like all machines. And dude, everybody that you don't want to be around was in there. Whew. Yeah. Like, dude, people just like
Godfather of Pittsburgh's down there.
Dude, it was nasty. I mean, like, number one, you couldn't, breathe in there because of the cigarette smoke. And I should be used to it because my mom and dad smoked like Indians. I don't know if that's the right thing to say, but and these days. But dude, they had I went in there and I'm used to like heavy cigarette smoke. And, I shouldn't say I'm used to it. But
yellow walls and
dude, and I'm in there and I'm like, my eyes are burning. I can't breathe. I'm like, this ain't Norm's house, is it? And he's like, I don't know who you're here to see, kid. You either get on a machine or get out of here.
Same amount of smoke in Norm's, just a different smoke.
Yeah. So I remember, and I'm like, oh man, and finally, back then, because we didn't have cell phones or anything back then.
No, hell no. We didn't even have MapQuest or anything. That was like
Yeah.
early on.
So after knocking on a bunch of doors, I finally get to the door to go
All
upstairs.
the way up, yep. To the glass table that Tim Kuntz puked all over. Oh. Remember, because it was that big clear glass table. We were playing a drinking game, Goldschlager and something else, and Tim drank, pukes. Everyone scatters out of the room. Norman's just sitting there in disgust as it's puddling over towards the edge of the table and just starts dripping onto his leg, and he's just sitting there, and that stupid cat, because he's like, oh. The cat starts eating it. He just kicks the cat, and the cat's name was Cat. Fucking cat! Wow,
dude. Enormous place was nice too. It wasn't like a janky, shitty thing. That table was like amazing.
Oh yeah, he painted all the walls. Remember, it looked like clouds and lightning and all that stuff.
Dude. I mean, it was awesome, and we were younger kids too when like Norm had his place, you know.
Yeah.
And like having a friend that I had a spot like that was like pretty neat. Pretty neat to have.
Oh, that was crazy. Yeah, Kevin, who had his house at Young.
Yep.
Shaughnessy, his parents moved out. They were, I was still in high school when he got the house. It was just like no holds barred.
Yeah, we did have a lot of.
I didn't drive forever because it was like, why would I drive? I can either get a ride or just walk to Kevin's or Sean's or your house. That's where everything was happening. It was all walking distance.
Yeah, dude. I remember a story that my brother harassed you or something, and you were walking to Kevin's house, and I was like, "Oh, Bill, do you remember this?" He's like, "I'm sorry, dude. I was probably drunk or something."
Yeah, I think it was like him, Spatafora in the car. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Fight back and die?
Yeah, dude. Him and Spatafora and like all that whole crew, and like shout out to him. I hope you guys are doing all good, man. All his buddies.
Yeah.
We were just talking about Frankie Spatafora because. So Mike, Liz Berlin's husband, was in a band called Crisis Car with Frank Spatafora, and what's the other dude's name? Carell Trinidor, I think I'm saying, or Carell, it's Carell Trinidor. Carell ended up, that band is no more, but Carell went and played for the dudes who sing Bop, NSYNC, or no, what's it called? Hanson.
Yeah.
He played guitar for Hanson. Then he played guitar for Katy Perry and a bunch of other big bands. Backed up a lot of people, and I think that band kind of like withered out. I'm like looking for that album. It's called Sky Chair Maker from Crisis Car. It's such a good album.
Preserving probably has it.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know what type of music was it? Was it like a?
It was like the Beatles, dude. It was like
they would probably have it anyway. They have. Dude, they have crazy stuff. They have like old cassettes from bands that were around when I was doing the Circaria days. I'm surprised they don't have a Circaria tape. They have Magoss. Wow. They have, like old Sathanos. They're like $300 for a cassette.
Yeah.
But it's an awesome shop. They have all the records you can think of, tapes, cassettes, CDs.
Where's this at?
VHS. It's up in New Kensington.
New Ken.
Yeah, they have a whole room with all these old, new and vintage shirts. Like, it's something. It's really awesome.
I should try to, I just don't have enough time to get there. But
yeah,
I would love to check it out.
It's a little out of the way, but it's easy to get to. It's just way up 28.
Yeah.
Which who the hell wants to drive up 28 ever?
No, I just drove there for the Millville for the Mr. Smalls podcast, and I almost got in 2 accidents. Like I remember when the roads were when I left Pittsburgh, which is I guess 7 years ago or whatever. Yeah. So much has changed in those years. Like all of the roads that you would normally take. Just don't look familiar to me anymore. So I made all the wrong decisions, all the wrong moves.
Even driving through back roads to Sheridan, it's like just roads aren't even there anymore. The one road coming across Esplin that you would go to go up Stafford, you should be able to go straight up that hill. There's not even a road anymore.
Dude, there's like 8 houses on Allendale going down towards McGonigal Park.
Yeah, like Chucky's and all that old spot.
Well, Chucky still lives in his spot.
Does he really?
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Shout out to Chucky. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Unfortunately, he lost his mom a couple years ago, and because my mom still lives in that same area, and anyway, driving to my mom's house, there's like literally like 8 houses that are like probably should be condemned and knocked down, but they're right next to other homes that people are living in.
Sorry, Josh, if you're selling those houses.
No, Josh. I mean, like, listen, Josh will steer you the right way.
He sure will.
He will not make you. Or he will not allow you to make the wrong decision for yourself. He will look out for you. So
I feel like he could be the next Rick Seaback, Mr. Pittsburgh.
He should be.
Yeah,
he should be. When he told me that he was, still doing Moab, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. You know, I forgot to ask him if he was like putting any new music out or anything, but they are playing a festival in Mount Lebanon. And I was like, oh, I like Mount Lebanon. And then
Till you got us kicked out of there.
oh my gosh. Oh, dude, Neil sent me the letter. He was like, well, I should say, yeah, this is like, I haven't talked to Neil in like 2.5 years. I text the dude, I call the guy, never answers, never texts back. So, but like 3.5 years ago or 4 years ago, he sent me the letter that Mount Lebanon gave him.
I think I've seen it not too long ago.
Oh, dude, yeah. And I'm just like, so I'm not funny. And they needed somebody to kill some time so they can set up. But they had to go on. Something had to happen or something like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, I'll play some music and I'll, do some stand-up, which, I'm not a stand-up at all. And
Never even attempted it.
no, this is like my first time going up cold. And, some people were laughing and other people were not laughing. And the people who did not laugh, well, they
were high up.
They were high up. And, well, School of Athens was no longer allowed to partake in any Mount Lebanon events ever again.
And that's where we started. That's where I started with the band, playing at that church.
Yeah, dude.
I can't remember the name of the church, but yeah, that's where I played my first gig with them.
Yeah, dude. And that was back when Josh was the U with Woody. And,
yeah, Adam.
Yeah.
Shout out to both of those guys. Also amazing musicians and people.
Yeah, dude.
Adam's artwork he is such awesome artwork.
Does he?
Mm-hmm. He does really cool art stuff now. Man. Woody's playing. Every time I see him, I feel like he's in a different band.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't stop a musician. And
right.
And as far as Adam goes, man, I remember, just his guitar talent and knowing all the pedals and knowing all the effects that he uses and, kind of sounding very much like Elvis Costello and Rivers Cuomo a little bit in a way.
Yeah.
Like really gave him that like sound like that nobody had.
Everyone in that crew, like that side, the Triggers, the U,
Persona Grata.
Yeah, Persona Grata, Evergreen Movement. Yeah, all those guys. Triggers, they're just so talented and just had such awesome. I still listen to their stuff all the time.
I always think about so I'm going to put this out there in the world for folks that are listening. And if you are part of these groups, I am an idiot and sometimes I have big ideas. But one of these ideas I have was I wanted to put on a show here in Pittsburgh called Remember When, and have like all you guys like Triggers, Persona Grata, SOA, like, meeting important people. And
a couple Persona Grata reunion would just be so amazing.
Yeah. And my wife goes, well, why don't you call them? And because I still have Woody's number. I still have Adam's number.
Yeah.
And I still have Joe's number and I don't have Pink's number, but I forget the dude with the glasses.
I could probably, he got a phone on a podcast, folks.
Dude.
Oh, I got mine over here. You can't, it's not even, it's turned off.
Here, let me turn this on.
God.
There it is. I'm sorry, folks. A guy's got to set up the podcast.
But now he's tangling. Now he's going to rip hair. Oh, here it comes.
Now I'm sitting on my cable.
Crash Bandicoot over here.
Man, can't take a bull anywhere. Dude.
But yeah, that would be really awesome to do a fest like that.
Yeah, my wife goes, why don't you do it? And, it's like I sit there and say to myself, I'm in Georgia. How real can this be? Remember when.
Funhouse would be perfect spot for it.
Dude, that would be the perfect spot for it.
Yeah.
Well, let me see if we can't do something because I think that would be great.
It'd be awesome.
I'll try to. Neil does not answer my phone calls, dude.
What? Neil, get your life together.
Dude, look at the last time I texted you, buddy. Look at that date. But yeah, man, it would be cool to get those guys together, and I think that that would be a good show for about 9 people.
Dude, that's okay. I think the people in the actual bands would enjoy it more than anything, just to all hang out with each other again.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I'll try to do that. I'll need your help though, because I
can get. I think I have a contact for Pink. I can get a hold of him somehow
because he's making wine now, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Man, Pink, I want some of your wine, buddy. If your wine is as good as your drums, I want your wine.
Yeah, there was a joke there.
Go ahead, dude.
I lost it. It was something with I want your
Yeah. This is Mike at volume volume 3.
Yeah, I'm holding it back a little bit. I want to be this fucking place.
Well, it's like I always tell people that like when on these podcasts I bring in interesting people.
Yeah, I just see you got like all these interesting like smart people, and then you have this moron on.
Oh, dude, you're my favorite moron.
But I appreciate it, man. This is awesome.
We only got 2 speeds, on and moron.
Yeah.
So.
That's good. Oh, shit.
Oh, man. But yeah, dude, like I think that, having you come here was like, it was maybe a bit like a bigger deal to me than to you. And I want you to know that it means so much to me to have you on here.
Dude, I'm super pumped to be here. I'm sad I couldn't have been your first one. That way you could have had me and then all the interesting people.
Yeah. It would be a better podcast if you were really interesting. No, but dude, Angela made me, make a list of everybody that I would ever want to be in the podcast, when I go to Pittsburgh. And it was like Mike. And then I would think of a couple people, and then I was like, man, maybe I can have Mike on again. It's just like
at least me, and then next time the band or something.
I mean, dude, I think if Victims wanted, do that. I would come up here
they
just
would all.
for that.
I could probably round them all up.
Yeah,
but at least Chris, Bob, Chuck, Tone. I'm sure Tone. Yeah, I can get them all out.
Yeah, I mean, like I think that if you guys want to do that, I can come up here again. And make that happen.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted it just to be us today.
Yeah, for sure.
And sorry you couldn't make it to the Smalls, but I think this is even better right here.
Yeah.
So
it's more comfortable.
Yeah, it is. It's like this is you, dude. This is you. You are the drummer extraordinaire to me, and growing up with a kid, that's a little younger than you, that is like 1,000 times better than someone that you think is a good drummer from one of your favorite bands. You're like, my friend, like this is my favorite band, but yet my friend is a better drummer than this guy. I'm not trying to toot your horn or brown or whatever it is.
Tickle my nipples. I don't know.
But dude, you are an amazing drummer. And if I had the capability of like recording your audio, I would even set up to do that right now, but I just don't. These microphones, I don't know if it would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you should. Maybe you should, I'll point the microphones over there and you just go ahead and get a little drum.
Maybe.
Do it. Good.
Right now?
Right now, yeah. All right. Let's see if this works, guys.
Point this over?
Yeah, point it over. Check it out. Let me get out the way.
With no drum thrown. There you go, Mike.
You got to take your drum throne, kid. Why not, dude? This is the Bob Dodd Show. Let's make it a show. First musician ever to play live on the Bob Dodd Show. Don't be an a-hole. Bring your drum throne back around. Dude, that was awesome. Hopefully that came through nice. I mean, these are not instrumental mics at all. These are podcasting mics.
It's going to be all cymbal and...
It's going to...
Yeah.
But you didn't clip at all. I was watching this.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't clip. So that's going to be great.
Oh, now the fat kicks in and I'm ready for a nap.
Lock that up there. Make sure that's nice and tight. You got to do... Oh, yeah. Tighten them nipples. Yeah. But, dude, that was great. No, I was looking at the, my voice is spiking harder than your drums were.
Oh.
So
it may have, mine too.
It may have came out pretty good and clear. It's an hour in, so we'll check the audio out,
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's Mike, That's what Mike does.
A little bit of the metal stuff.
He could do that for you if the price is right. I want to tell a story one time that I don't know if you remember or not. So my buddy Freddie, he's the guitar tech, or he was the guitar tech for Megadeth. So he did, a lot of stuff for that band. And they were going,
For those of you who don't know Megadeth, they've been around for over 40 years, and Dave Mustaine wrote everything Metallica has ever done that he likes to bring up every.
When I used to live in California, I worked for Anheuser-Busch, and Anheuser-Busch, had a really, really big Rite Aid. I shouldn't say they had it. There was a big Rite Aid in Fallbrook, and I used to go to Fallbrook all the time and fill the coolers at Rite Aid. And Dave Mustaine would just be sitting outside reading a newspaper, and
his Aston Martin.
There was I didn't see any cars, but I would see him, and it looked like he's asleep, and I'd wave, and nothing, just I'd wave again when I would leave. And he was in Fallbrook, and it just occurred to me like, oh, he's probably just asleep or something, just sitting there hanging out. Yeah. And man, I love Fallbrook. I think it's like a beautiful area up there. But I didn't realize it. I did a couple things in California. I worked at Guitar Center, and I worked for beer. The beer company allowed me to like pull off old stock or dented cans, and they didn't want it back. They just throw it away in the garbage, and I would take it to Guitar Center, and I would hand out sixers to everybody. So everybody loved me at Guitar Center, because I'd give people free beer. And one of these days, this dude, Freddie, came in. I didn't know Freddie at the time, but he came in, and they were doing Megadeth's one of their albums around 2005 or 2005, 6, something like that. And he came in, and I sold him some pedals. I didn't know him. I was looking at him. And then, many, many years later, we're working on a movie called Concussion. And I'm like, hey, I know you from somewhere. He's like, everybody says they know me from somewhere. And I had no idea who Freddie was really. But, working in the film industry, you feel like you bump into somebody, you remember their face but forget their name. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, man. I was like, I think I seen you in California at one time. And he goes, what? I was like, I worked at a Guitar Center and Store 111 in San Marcos. And he goes, oh, okay. Yeah, you could have seen me there. I was like, yeah, you bought this pedal and that pedal. And he goes, oh, I was working on Megadeth, and we were trying to figure out the sound for Megadeth. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I remember you. And ever since then, he actually opened up and talked to me. Not that he's like a hard dude to talk to. It's just, you're working. But we became friends, and it got to the point where it's like he's telling me, oh, there's like the inside stuff, like, oh man, Megadeth is looking for a new drummer. And I was like, I have your drummer. I have your drummer. And he's just like, I don't know, Bob. Do you like this guy? And I'm like, yeah, he's like one of my best friends. He's like a childhood friend of mine. I love him. He's like, I don't know if you want to put him in this then.
Yeah, man.
And I was just like, oh no. But he would not allow me, or he didn't want to bring you up. He was like, listen, dude, he's like, I love what I do for them, but right now they're going through some stuff, and I don't think anybody really wants to be a part of it. But I almost had Mike, like it was probably like this close.
It would have been close enough for me.
Trying to do something with Megadeth, and I always sit there and I always joke around with Freddie sometimes, like, remember that time? He's like, I don't work for Megadeth anymore, so. And I didn't realize how hard Megadeth was to work with.
He did movie stuff too. Is that
yeah.
How you?
Yeah. He was he worked for Local 3 as a stagehand. He did everything, dude. Yeah. Yeah. He's also like one of the highest paid guitar techs in the world.
This is different off the subject.
Yeah.
Has working in movies changed you? Because I love watching movies, but has it changed your do you watch movies anymore? Do you enjoy them? You know what I mean? Because I'm sure I know you're like, well, that lighting's fucked up, and
dude, I suck at lighting.
Towel,
yeah,
pillow. That's a pillowcase.
That is a pillowcase.
But does it taint your movie experience?
It used to, because for the movies that I worked on, because what suck you went through during an episode or during a part of the movie. So watching Last Witch Hunter. That was rough because there was a lot of rough days on that. And not that the rough days were bad, because, it was circumstantial, because you worked 14, 15 hours a day, and, someone, almost fell off a roof. I did. When we were doing Jack Reacher, someone almost fell off a roof, and I grabbed them, you know what I mean? And oh my gosh, dude, you almost fell off a roof. Don't do that. You scared the shit out of me. And you have those moments, and, but you also have fun moments too, where, you know, you're in the suck with a lot of guys and it's
Yeah.
like 8 below zero, and it gets 8 below zero in Pittsburgh, folks. It gets kind of cold, and you're at a rock quarry, and poor fella who's kind of like new. I shouldn't say new, because we all thought he was kind of experienced and professional, but after seeing him work for a little bit, we realized he wasn't part of this world, like
Yeah.
you know. And then he ended up falling in a 3-foot pond of water at 8 degrees below zero, and as soon as he came out of the little pond, and I say little pond because it was, his pants froze in a matter of seconds. Like it was, I don't know, like 35 seconds. His pants were rock hard, and he's trying to move them, and like, oh, dude, trying to warm him up and save his life is, you know, those things that you remember when you know you watch these movies. You know,
Yeah.
so like, oh man, that time sucked, or that time was cool. Like you can remember the cool times, but
Yeah.
like you remember the cool times with your buddies, but when you're watching something, you remember the hard times
Yeah.
too, you know. But I don't know. Yeah, I still watch movies. I got the chance to watch Electric State. I was on that one, and I was on the transportation side. I wasn't on the technician side.
I think we talked about that on the phone. You called me the one time when you were doing
Yeah.
getting cars and stuff for it.
No, that was we were getting cars for The Walking Dead. I was the
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was on. It was the Tales of the Walking Dead, and that I was the picture car captain on that one, and we were picking up cars. I was in the truck a lot, moving vehicles around.
Yeah.
Able to call my boy Mike, and but no, for the Electric State, I was on the transportation side. I was handling you know, trailers and stuff like that, and man, I didn't get a chance to like set up lights or do any kind of gripping or do any kind of like actual technician work. I was able to look at that movie and watch and see everything and dive into it, because I didn't have like oh, I remember this day sucked, or I had this problem, or this person got hurt or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have that. I was like far enough away from all that stuff. I was able to enjoy that movie. Check it out, Electric State, guys. It's on Netflix. It's a good one.
Yeah.
You know, I liked it a lot.
Oh, that's cool that you can still enjoy it. But that's also cool that you can remember those, you know, watching. Oh, I remember, you know, during this scene, this guy's
Oh, yeah.
pants were rock hard and he got out of the water, and then I was rock hard. And
Dude, like, oh, dude, I wish I could talk about the dude, but the dude was a nice person.
Yeah.
He just was not, he just wasn't fit for being a rigging electrician,
Yeah.
you know? And that was a very rough atmosphere at Tim Hoover's rock quarry. And once again, it was like, you know, 8 below zero for most of the time that we were there. That was also
windy, probably, like a swirling wind.
dude.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like so many, like here's a funny story that you could walk away when I, you know, working on that one, where there's a thing called craft service in the film industry. And so we're at this big rock quarry, and around the rim of the rock quarry, we have basically a bunch of lights, and they're called Dino lights. They're really, really huge. And there's like, they're all around the lights. So like when you're walking around the ridge of this rock quarry, if you can imagine, it kind of looks like Niagara Falls, like a horseshoe shape. And we're walking around, and I'm just so hungry and thirsty. We've been there for like 13, 14 hours. And, you know, we're basically bringing in the shoot crew and assisting them get out of their trucks and get to the, like, so they can start working the set. And I said, before I even lay a hand on any shooter's gear, I'm going to get me a turkey sandwich. So I see all these white tents, and I don't know anything because it wasn't there when I was looking this way.
Yeah.
And, you know, when I look this way, it's finally there. You know, it's like it popped up real quick. And I asked somebody, where's craft service? And he goes, oh, it's right there. So he points up to the row of tents. And the first tent I go to get in, which I thought he was pointed at, it was Tom Cruise's tent.
I remember you.
Dude.
I remember you telling me about this.
So I like bust in Tom Cruise's tent. And just to show you, I mean, like people can say whatever they want. Tom Cruise is cool as cucumber to me, man. I think like him and his team was awesome because he was surrounded by like, you know, all his people.
Yeah.
You know, I bust in the tent, and the guy turns around. He's like, what do you want?
He's got stem cells in his face.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude, I look in, and I'm like, and it's crowded in there of his people. There's probably like 8, 9 people in there. And it's a small, like little 10 by 10 little pop-up tent. And I'm like, I go, ha. I want a turkey sandwich. He goes, it's the wrong tent. And I just see this guy that like looks very familiar, you know, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, very familiar.
I'm like, oh no, I just ruined my
Oops.
career here in Pittsburgh. And yeah, it was Tom Cruise's tent. I wonder if he remembers that.
Well, that was Jack Reacher. Yeah,
That was Jack
makes sense.
Reacher, yeah. And so I bust into Tom Cruise's tent. I almost get my ass whooped probably. And I'm just like, all right, whoa, and I move out. The dude looked like Bruce Lee. I mean, the way he was like ready to like really just like kill me, you know? But yeah, shout out to Tom Cruise and all his people that worked on that show. You guys were really nice to me and I appreciate it. You guys were nice to everybody.
There was one that you get offered to go up in the one guy's plane, and you said that someone told you like if you go with him, like you don't come back.
Oh no! So okay, I'll leave some names out of this one, but there's a certain actor. He's a huge actor, and this didn't happen to me. This happened to my friend.
Yeah, that's what
this
it
happened
was.
to my friend, and my friend, he's a good looking man, and he's I don't want to give too much information away. If you do listen to this, you know who you are. I'll describe it. Anyway, he has some nice tattoos here. And the big actor was like really intrigued about the tattoos. And he's just like rubbing his neck like, oh, this, that. Did you always have that? Like, you know, kind of a thing. And then like unbuttons his button for him to like deeper down into the shirt. And someone came up to me a little bit after that. I don't even remember who it was. And he said that something like, if he asks that guy to, you know, go onto an airplane with him, tell him to not do that. So that's the story there. But yeah, I can't divulge too much information out for that. But that's a story that happened.
That's wild. I can only imagine.
Oh man, there are tons of wild stories in the film industry. I tried to get you to come on a film job here and there. You were always too busy, man. You were always doing something else.
Yeah.
You know
I think that was and the whole being laid off for long periods of time. Yeah. I can't be like that uncertainty. I'd go crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, am I gonna work today? I mean, I'm sure you can get side jobs and whatnot here and there.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster of employment.
You can go apply for a company and then fake a panic attack to get out of it.
Sorry, Pepsi. But the movie's called and I didn't know how to get out of there without.
Dude, it was so funny. The boss, he goes, I was like, yeah, you know, I know Bob Dodd. He goes, Bob Dodd, yeah. Man, he had like a panic attack or something, and we haven't really heard from him. I was like, he didn't have no panic attack. He got called back to his real job. So he was just filling in. Oh, really? I was like, yeah, he didn't give a crap.
I'm not always a liar, but when I am, you know, it's flamboyant. It's big. Yeah, I was like,
they said you pulled up in the yard, jumped out of the truck, had like freaking out. I was like, I could picture. I was like, yeah, it was all an act.
Oh, dude, I felt bad doing it, but I also know how much I was going to make that day for Pepsi, and then I knew how much I was going to make for the film. And the film job was for 3.5 months, and it's just like, oh man, yeah. Sorry, Pepsi. Sorry, guys.
They all laughed about it. It was hilarious.
Yeah. But I didn't know how else. I didn't know how to be like a man and be like, I'm just not doing it today. I'm leaving. I didn't know how to do that. I thought there had to, because I was like, dude, I just got in this union. I'm still trying. Because like at the time, I was also trying to be a film teamster. Mm-hmm. So like I didn't want to ruin like any kind of like thing with Pepsi. Because I was like, well,
the team, because they can word can get around.
Yeah, the word can get around. But now the word's out there and it's going to get around.
I would say the union side, they wouldn't have cared. If the Pepsi side, you know what I mean, but.
Yeah, but I'm like I do remember telling them like, hey, look, I'm not coming back, and the one dude was real mad, and the other guy goes, listen, dude,
Donnie, I bet it was Donnie.
The other guy goes, listen, man, I know what's going on. So and so saw you at the basketball center at Pitt. Working with the movies that day.
That was probably Matt.
And he goes, I know what's going on. Just let me know when you want to come back. And I was just like, oh, thank you, man. We are cool. Yeah. That's fine. But it's so funny.
Yeah, that's the thing. You could have came back too. They
didn't care, dude. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't know, right? You know, so I was like, dude, I just didn't know what to do. And then I got busted.
Once I finally told them, I was like, oh yeah, go figure. The guy that talked me into coming down freaks out and leaves like a week before I'm getting ready to start. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna get to work with Bob Dodd. We'll be in the bedroom in the morning and have a good time. Nope.
Yeah, I was like, I know someone who can replace me. Yeah, but I remember that being so funny to me because I was like, because number one, like if people who know me, they know when I'm lying, like, or not being honest. And it's just like, those guys could have seen it if they would have just known me a little better.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, well, I'm going to miss the slushies in the morning. But,
Oh, that's right. They used to have, man. Wow.
yeah, I was like, I'm going to miss them slushies in the morning. But dude, being able to, you know, pay for stuff is awesome too.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was my mindset. I mean, Pepsi, you know,
it sucked back then.
it was real bad.
Yep.
I'm glad it's better now.
Oh, it's so much better now.
I'm glad it's better now. Cause I remember, kind of like worrying about, you were coming in and, there was a couple dudes that I really liked there.
Mm-hmm.
And that same day that I like faked the panic attack, I'm like having such a good time with my movie buddies, throwing 4-aught cable here and there, running stuff out. And we put all of our gear right in front of like the concessions where all the Pepsi, machines were. And I'm sitting there lifting cable and I forget the guy's name, but he's like, wait a second. He's like, I saw you leaving the truck this morning. What are you doing here? And I was like, don't tell anybody.
Chill, man.
And he goes, what? I was like, dude, I'm sorry, man. I got the call to be on the movies and I kind of like made a scene and came out here to work that day. Oh, dude. He goes,
I wish I'd have been there that day.
yeah, but that's a personality trait of mine that I no longer have. Like I don't do that bull crap anymore. But,
yeah, I would have done that early on too.
I
If I had something else that I
Yeah.
wanted to do versus what I was doing, I would have probably faked the panic attack or fell down or
and it wasn't even a panic attack.
kidnap myself.
I was like, I don't feel well.
Yeah.
I can't drive this truck. And like one of the hardest stops too, like on that route that day, I'm like looking at the route and I'm like, man, I don't want to. They got like, what was it like?
Probably a big Mertz or something, Dollar General or something.
No, it was a couple restaurants where I had to go down the steps into the basement, and they had like, oh my gosh, I think it was like it was a pizza shop, and they had like 40 2-liter cases.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to do that. It's just like 18 trips up and down these steps that are like 22 inches wide.
Yep.
And they're loose.
Yeah.
Do you still have to do that kind of stuff?
I
mean, not
personally
you, but-
there are stops. Yeah, we do have some shady stops, but I don't have any in my area. And I just tell them like I've been there long enough to where I tell them like it ain't happening. I ain't going down them steps.
Yeah.
You guys have people here. You can take them down. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. I did do Hofbrauhaus the other day, and God, it was like 150 gallons, and they have to go up 2 flights of steps.
Oh, wow.
And it's like 40 steps or something. I did it, but I only took like 5 boxes at a time.
Yeah.
But even after that, I told the guy, he was like, oh, what do you think about that? And I was like, I think you guys should switch to Coke.
Yeah. Oh, man. I remember there was this one stop in Mount Lebanon on Beverly Road. And the guy...
Little Nippers,
Oh, yeah. And
the pizza shop.
well, I'm trying to remember.
With the guy smoking a cigarette over top of the sauce, stirring it with his bare hand and dropping ashes into the sauce.
No, this,
Hopefully they're not there anymore and not
No.
watching this.
no, I forget what it was, but I remember I'm like, how do you guys want me to bring this stuff in? Like, I'm in your front door. They're like, oh, you do it in the back.
Down 3 steps.
Well,
up a
they
step.
have this ramp, like you see in like these like roller ramps.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, yeah, just slide it down the ramp. And I'm like, okay. And so he opens up the door, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to start sending them. And I take a thing and I roll it down there, and it's boom. I'm like, what? I'm like, is everything okay down there? Because you can't see in there, right?
Yeah.
So I sent another case. Boom. And I'm like, hold on one second. And so I like had to climb down into this like, to this
Dungeon.
basement. Yeah, this basement. And there's nobody there catching these things. And I go to the guy, I go, hey man, I clean up the mess of the 2 liters and stuff. And I say, hey man, are you not going to catch these? He's like, I ain't got no time, kid. I'm the only one here. And I'm like, what do you want me to do with all these cases? Like, I can't like let it go down and catch it myself. He goes, I don't know what to tell you, kid. I'm the only one here. And I was like, all right, well, we're coming to you later.
Yeah.
So I remember doing that.
Yeah,
Oh, my gosh.
there's some crazy stories from over the years. The old heads that were there, like it's hilarious. Everyone's insane.
Dude, I thought when I was working for Iron City Beer, like dealing with the bars would be crazy.
Yeah.
Just like trying to sell stuff. I remember we were,
Bars are rough. Bar steps are just you're delivering beer. So they just have those big pads down the bottom. You open up the side doors like all on Carson Street.
Yeah.
Just dropping kegs. I'm like, I'll
Dude.
drink that one for a month.
Yeah, I was a sales rep for Iron City Beer for Tony Savat, McKee's Rocks, and I remember there was this one out near Century 3. There was a bar that the father of the bar, of the owner of the bar, worked for Iron City and was done wrong back in like 1970 something. And it like changed their family course apparently. And I remember that was like my biggest accomplishment was like for a guy who hated Iron City Beer.
Get him back.
Dude, he chased me out the very first 2 times. He chased me out with a bat. And he goes to me, for the second time, he's like, I told you the first time when, like, get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, oh, I thought you were joking. You know, like, so like when he literally chased me out with a bat. It's not a baseball bat. It's like a short little club.
Oh yeah,
like purpose
that
made.
old school like police ones. Crack you with.
Yeah, it's like a purpose made axe handle to crush somebody in the skull. Anyway, I got chased out twice. The third time, he was just like, dude, all right, what do you want to tell me? And I was like, look, man, I don't know what happened between you and Iron City Beer, but you know, we're showing that we're on the rise and people are buying it again right now. So if you're interested in, you know, maybe giving something that your customers want, you might make some money at it.
Yeah.
You know, he like sat down and talked, and then he told me the story about how like Iron City did his dad wrong and, you know, caused this and caused that and, you know, really made like a problem for his father. And I was like, but are you your father?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
yeah, really.
like I was like, is your father still around? Like, no. I'm like, all right, I understand, man. Like, yeah, you're upset about something, but like, it sounds like beef that doesn't have anything to do with you.
Yeah.
You know, sounds like it's like some grown men things that happened you know, between grown men that worked at a bar. And he was like, okay, like he started to like, you know, calm down a little bit. He didn't chase me out the third time, but I got to tell you, at the end of that month, he placed an order to put Iron City back on tap.
He remembers you from when you came into the room below Norman's house.
Yeah. That's my biggest sales accomplishment, man, when someone's actually trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
You know, because you're wearing an Iron City shirt. He's like, I know who you are. Get the out of my bar. It's like, oh.
Changing with Roman candles, just blasting you.
Yeah. Because like at first I was like, maybe he doesn't know who I am and he thinks I'm somebody he hates or something.
Yeah.
And then the second time was like, oh, it's because of Iron City. The third time, you know, I went in there with no Iron City shirt on and I was like, hey, dude, what's going on? Like, you know, I hate getting chased. I hate getting a bat like swung at me.
Yeah.
I remember when Chucky Thompson hit me in the head with a bat. I was like, I never want to get hit in the head again with a bat, you know? That's right, buddy. Chucky Thompson, a long time ago when we were like 7, 8 years old, hit me in the head with a bat. So that's why I am the way I am.
Was it baseball game related or just Chucky Thompson related?
Chucky Thompson related.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it was. We got into an argument. He had a bat. I didn't.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I thought I could
That's how they
block.
settled it in Sheridan. If there's something in your hand, they're going to smack you with it.
Yeah,
Probably Don McGonigal.
Shout out to Chucky. I still love him, man. I hope he's doing good. Even though you hit me in the head with a bat, I still love you for some reason.
Oh man, good old McGonigal. That was a sweet park,
Dude. It's not now.
Nah.
Yeah, I remember that was like the place, dude. They had like, you know, Pittsburgh Parks would come there and give out like single bologna sandwiches and cheese
good
sticks.
baseball games down there all the time, and
Yeah, man, and like all the good stuff there. Now, I mean, I
imagine they still have the same old school slides that like
no, it's
seared
modernized.
your skin. Is it really?
Yeah, it's now it's like hot plastic. No,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's definitely modernized.
Yeah.
I mean, it still looks crappy. I mean, all the people doing the graffiti and cutting up the foam blocks just because they're bored and they don't know what to do, I guess. I don't know.
Let's go destroy it.
Yeah. I remember in '93, I saw my first drug deal at McGonigal Park.
Really?
Yeah, dudes pulling suitcases out.
That's probably where I saw my first one too. I was always down there with Leon, changing people's channels with the old school remotes, running up to their houses.
Oh my gosh, dude, my brother just brought this up. He just brought this up, how he would go into Allendale Circle with a remote and like
the old school one that just had like a regular keypad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just go put on channel 24 for MTV in everyone's house, or HBO was 66. Me and Leon would just go everyone's house. Mike Lemon changed his channel. Ashley Stamp changed his channel. Like everyone's just changing all their stuff. You see them get up, come running. We would just take off, run in the back of the bushes.
Oh, that's so funny. That was a thing. People did it.
Yeah.
My brother, that was like one of his stories on my podcast, how he used to go mess with this one guy all the time. He would turn and he was like, that dude probably thinks that apartment's haunted, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Come on in, man.
Yeah. It's the fall of Babylon, guys, and
No, come
underneath
on
that I
in.
was just talking about.
Come on
We
in.
got some special guests.
Special guest, bro. Come on in, man.
This is Tad
Welcome.
and Alex from underneath.
What's up, dude?
What's up, guys?
I could hook up 2 more mics, man.
What's going on here?
Now, just filming my buddy's podcast.
Yep. The Bob Dodd show, bro.
You're good.
No,
You're good.
it's all good, dude. It's all good. How are things?
Pretty good.
They just got signed, everyone. Signed to a new, what's the label called? Silent Pendulum Records. Everyone look out for underneath.
You guys
They're
might
going
as
to
well
destroy everything.
walk around so people can see you.
We might as well do that.
Yeah. Yeah, just don't trip, don't fall. I don't have insurance.
Sit on my lap.
Oh, well.
There it is.
This is my dad. Mike. He raised me. Oh, look.
There
There
it
we
is.
go. There he is.
See it right here.
Oh, wait a minute. You got to get over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, man. Don't be shy. Go ahead. Sit down. Make yourself comfy.
Squeeze and sit on my other knee.
Here,
Yeah,
There you go.
Here, hold on. We got stuff, dude. We got apple boxes.
Talking about the new album.
Yeah, is it coming out?
I'm asking about yours.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
Whenever
check
that comes out. What do you guys have going on?
We have an EP that's
Talking to the mic, man.
we have an EP that's like completely finished. We're just waiting on some things like for our label to get the vinyls moving, and then we will put singles out and that stuff. We're already like writing a split where we have pretty much all the songs written already, so we're kind of ahead with everything when it comes to writing,
Yeah.
at least.
I'm super excited for this release.
It's good.
And I think this is the most excited I've been to put music out
Yeah.
ever.
You guys doing it, recording it yourself downstairs and everything too, like
Yep.
last time? Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, here, make sure you talk to the mic so people can hear you.
Oh, yeah.
The microphone, not the mic rush.
When we record everything, we do it all in our practice space. Like, we don't go to anyone else. Like, our vocalist, Joey, he does all the mixing, the mastering. We record right in there. So we can just fart out music whenever we want.
There you go.
Yep.
Nice. And what's the group called again?
Underneath.
Underneath. So tell them to check it out, dude. Tell them where they could check you out.
We're on Spotify.
Everywhere.
I mean, we're everywhere. We're
In your dreams.
Yeah. Except Facebook, actually. Everywhere except Facebook.
Grinder.
Yeah. we're all. Yeah. We're all,
Liberty Avenue.
Oh, they still do that down there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, dude. Well, you guys didn't know it, but you guys are now on the Bob Dodd show.
Yep.
wow.
Oh, hell yes.
Awesome.
So you can find me on Spotify and YouTube.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
check it out.
I'll check it out as well.
Yeah, tell all your buddies to share. I mean, I'm looking for a death metal band to basically do my music intro. Because the other band wants to release it to me. Mike?
Yeah, they won't. For some reason, like Spotify or YouTube won't
It's YouTube,
like
yeah.
let them do anything, and I don't know
Really?
how to get around it. Yeah, it's our
Yeah,
stuff.
they threatened me with a what do you call it? Strike.
Oh.
Copyright strike.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That sucks.
Look, I only have 58 subscribers right now. I'll have 61 after you guys do it. Subscribe. But we here. Yeah. So they're to monetize. I need 1,000 subscribers. So I'm far away from being monetized. However, they will not allow me to have the music on there with the ability to make money. So if I even start seeing any kind of revenue, I will then have to pay them some kind of revenue. And if that happens, then what am I making? Nothing. I have to give them
Yeah.
nothing. But yeah. Anyway, check it out, dude. Yeah, dude. You guys are on camera. There's that.
Awesome.
So. This reminds me of like old school 120 minutes or something like that. Headbangers
Matt
Ball.
Pinfield,
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude.
Fat Pinfield.
Fat Pinfield. Dude, when I get Freddie to come on here, he'll tell his story about Headbangers Ball. He's kind of salty about it, but that was almost his baby. I'll let him tell the story.
Ricky Rackman stole it off him.
No, there was a dude before Ricky.
Yeah. I remember the curly hair dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, so MTV approached. It's his story to tell.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah,
That's before you guys' time. You don't remember Headbangers Ball. That's where I learned about
heard
Morbid
it from-
Angel, Death. I mean, all the
I've
bands.
heard
I
it
used to-
from somewhere.
dude,
I
it
don't
was-
know where.
Yeah, it was awesome.
You like the new Revocation?
Yes.
It's really,
Yeah.
really good.
So good.
Yeah,
Can't wait for that album.
Tell them what to look for. So look, my podcast is all about me introducing my friends that are interesting and talented. So Mike, I grew up with Mike.
He's a very interesting and
Yeah.
talented person.
Yeah, and
many
one of the
ways.
first things he told me about was your band when I first, because I set up in here before you got here, and the first thing you started talking about was you guys downstairs. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we literally like just came here. We came here early to hang out for a little bit, and then we saw his car out front. We're like, "Oh, let's go visit Mike."
Yeah.
I had no idea I'd be walking into a podcast
Yeah.
being recorded.
We were coming.
Legit, too.
Yeah, I know. This is
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah,
We were coming to play on the Wii downstairs and eat McDonald's, and now we're
Yeah, we have a TV in there, and we have a bunch of game systems hooked up to it.
Nice.
We have a couch right beside it.
Dude, how long have you guys been here at this space?
Almost a year.
Yeah,
It might have been
about.
over a year.
Don't worry, a year, like month 13, 14, you'll realize don't bring food in here.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't have a handle on their door. They just have like it's
Oh yeah,
fucked up.
we're grabbing like the hinge for the lock and pulling it to open the door.
Oh, man.
It's pretty bad. We
That's-
had a handle on there with like duct tape on it, but obviously that
Yeah.
did not last long at all.
No.
Restoration Hardware,
Yeah.
whatever that
Yeah.
is. Yeah, go there, go get a doorknob for $4.
I know.
This is a cool spot. It's looking more and more like a studio every time I go down.
Oh, I bet. He's actually said a lot of cool things about you guys. Just while we're here, where are you guys from?
So I'm up from Cranberry, so I like 30 minutes north of here.
descent.
Yeah, unfortunately, I hate that place.
No, don't hate that place. It's a good spot up there, dude.
I guess, yeah,
It's a
but
good spot. It's okay to be from up there, dude.
yeah, it's so crowded now, and I think all the places
traffic
around
is
there,
brutal.
yeah, the traffic is terrible. All the places to eat around there are like chain restaurants now too.
Yeah.
It's but I go to school up in Slippery Rock,
Oh, nice.
so even further up north.
Nice, dude. And what about you?
I'm from like the city. I live like right by, where Fiore's is.
Yeah, it's my favorite pizza restaurant.
Yep. I've lived like really close to Fiore's.
West
So it's
Liberty. Nice.
Yep.
top one pizza place of all time.
Oh yeah, dude. We were literally just there. We 2 days ago.
It's really good. I tried it for the first time like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I think the best.
You gotta
Yeah.
you gotta do it. I mean, there's another place that does this too with the cold cheese, but I always get a large.
Beto's?
Yeah.
Yep.
I always get large cheese from Fury's with
Mm-hmm.
pepperoni and with cold cheese on the side. They give it to you in a cup, and then you just sprinkle that cold cheese on your slice every time you eat it. The sweetness of the not cooked cheese and the saltiness of the cooked cheese blends together, dude. It's like
That's exactly what my dad
So is it
does. He does
2
that
cuts,
every
1
single
cup?
time.
oh, dude.
It's a good one.
Yeah. All right, get the fuck out of here.
Oh man, but yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, like, if you guys want to promote anything, now's the time to do it. I mean, he's already actually talked about you guys a couple times already on the podcast, but
Love you guys.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll give a little thing. All right, so yeah, me and Alex are in a band called Underneath from Pittsburgh, PA, right here. We just got signed to Silent Pendulum Records. We have an album out on all streaming stuff, and we're gonna
What's the album called?
It Exists Between Us. It's pretty cool. And then the EP will be out probably, I don't know, maybe September or something like that.
Nice.
Thank you for the little guest spot.
Yeah.
It's pretty unexpected.
We're an unedited podcast, so if you came in naked, you'd be naked.
I should have.
Oh, should have considered that before walking
I
in.
know.
Yeah. Well, not everybody gets a chance to just bust in. You know,
This is
people do get chances to do that.
this is the place to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming in the birthday suit. What's up, Mike?
Wouldn't be the first time.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna
Yeah.
head back and
Well, cool,
play the
man.
Wii.
Dude, definitely, dude. Thanks for stopping by.
that was cool.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you dig the podcast, check it out. It's on YouTube, and It's on Spotify. I'd love to have you guys on. Mike told me so much about you guys already.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, man, for sure.
All right, Dad, Alex, we'll see you guys.
That was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, always good to see my sons, my two sons.
Two sons, my two dads. Oh man,
Those two are phenomenally talented. Everyone in that band is, but those two especially. Alex, dude, he can play drums as good as anyone, and as well same as guitar.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
Oh man, see that's the thing, man. Like when you hang out at the Bob Dodd show, I'm learning to just go with the flow, let things go, and
Dude, you're lucky you're not based out of here all the time, because I'd be busting in all the time with random shit on. And
well, I mean, there's drawbacks to everything, but there's also pros. And that would be a pro, because like I tried telling somebody about the podcast, like, hey, listen, they thought they were going to come on, and they thought, oh man, I'm not going to be interesting enough. And I'm like, listen, dude, I find you interesting, and that's why you're here. And that has nothing to do with people that are watching.
yeah,
It's a perk if they find you interesting or whatever, but I find you interesting. And, it was kind of like he didn't know what to do on the podcast. And I said, dude, this show is for me.
Yeah.
This is for me, and I'm putting it out there. So if there's anybody else like me or anybody else that cares or is interested, then they can do whatever they want to do with the podcast.
yeah.
Listen to it. And I've learned that I don't have any control over anything.
Yeah.
It takes me 2.5 hours to set up lights and cameras and microphone stuff. That's the stuff I can control. But anything after I hit record, I can't control it. I've had 2 podcasts already that kind of just like disappeared from my computer.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. And my wife is very, very like with the computer stuff.
Yeah. Tech savvy.
Yeah. She's tech savvy. And I'm kind of like, I don't want to say I'm tech savvy, but I can get some things done.
You're blowing my mind with all this stuff in here.
So we said, okay, listen, we're going to go ahead and we're going to buy this software to like recover data.
Mm-hmm.
So now we bought this like professional like data recovery software, and it's like what if you lost something on your memory chip or something, you'd go to a data recovery place and they would use this software that we purchased.
Right.
And it's just like, it's so expensive. And dude, we scour our cards to find all the data, and we're just not finding it.
Ugh.
Dude, it sucks. So for the 2 podcasts that aren't getting put out there, we're gonna have to redo them. And shout out to my homeboy Lonzo Weimer, Jason Weimer. Sorry, I lost the podcast, dude. But he knows about it, and we're gonna redo it again. And my buddy Randall, cool guy, lost his podcast, and it just blows, man. It just sucks.
It happens, man. Starting stuff out, starting new stuff,
Yeah.
so you fully get a grasp on everything, you'll have some hiccups like that.
Yeah. So this is a learning experience, dude. And when 2 dudes show up, I am no longer gonna be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, come on, dude, this is my life, man.
Yeah.
And now that those dudes came in and you've talked about them, I mean, like my whole podcast is about people who crossed my path.
Yeah.
And they're like a little black cat that just crossed my path. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that's cool, dude. But yeah, man, I tell you, thank you very much for coming on the podcast, man.
Pleasure.
Pleasure,
brother.
So happy, dude. I love you very much. And
Likewise.
I just feel like having you on was a huge milestone for me. And you were literally one of the first people on my list to have on the show. You may have been the very first person
Nice.
on the list.
Nice.
So I think that with that is like, dude, I just did a milestone today. So everybody, thank you very much for stopping by the Bob Dodd Show. Check out Mike Rush on all the Mike Rush things. Mike, just give me a little quick shout out so they remember.
Who am I shouting out?
Anyway, thank you for stopping by, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Find Mike Rush on Victims of Contagion.
Victims of Contagion, School of Athens. Anyone else need a drummer for a fill-in for something? I'll do it.
Yeah,
I like to play drums.
he loves playing drums, and we love you guys. Thank you very much, guys. Stay connected. Check us out on the next one. Like, subscribe, and comment, guys, and share. That's another thing, too. Everyone that runs a YouTube says, tell them to share.
Like, subscribe, share. Click the shiny button.
Yep. Take care, guys. Peace.